Good evening and welcome to Hello It's Us. Hello It's Us is dedicated to educating the general public about issues that are important to the disability community with a focus on inclusion. We believe that those of you watching this show will realize that issues that are important to the disability community are important to everybody because people with disabilities are a part of the general community. Hello It's Us is a collaboration between the University of Iowa Center for Disabilities and Development, our friends at Uptown Bill's Coffee Shop, and the good people here at Public Access TV. My name is Mike Hoenig. I work at the University of Iowa Center for Disabilities and Development, and I am a co-host for Hello It's Us. Keith?
My name is Keith Ruff. I'm the other co-host. I'm retired right now, and I'm writing a book.
Excellent. Well, we are delighted. As you can see, we've got a full house going here today. I'm going to just run through. We have the next two shows are going to be dedicated to employment. We're entitling them The Power of Employment. This is part one of that mini-series. And I'm just going to briefly tell you who we have in studio, and then I'm going to ask them each to introduce themselves and tell us a little bit more about themselves. So to my right is Edward Esbeck. He works at Hy-Vee, and he'll tell you a little bit more about that, and he's also a volunteer. Next we have Tom Townsend, who is the owner and manager of Mobile One Lube Express. Then Matt Casper, who is a lube tech at Mobile One Lube Express. And then in the back we have John Horde, who is the owner and chief baker at Horde's Bakery. I hear they've got some great stuff coming out of those kitchens. And one of the people that makes that happen is Seth Werby, who right now is baking pitas there, but sounds like he's going to be doing a lot of other cool stuff here pretty soon. And then next to him is Judy Worth. Judy is a longtime colleague and friend of mine. We go back, both Keith and I and Judy go back, we figured close to 30 years. Yeah. Judy is an employment services specialist with a Career Connections program that's based at the University of Iowa Center for Disabilities and Development. And Judy, thank you so much for helping get everybody here today. I sure appreciate it. So we're going to go around, like I said, and ask each of you to tell us a little bit about yourself, where you work, and anything else. I know we just heard something really fun about Edward here, so if you want to tell us even just a little bit about some of your hobbies, things that you enjoy, just to kind of get us started. And we'll go ahead, Edward, and start with you.
I'm Edward, and I work at Hy-Vee. The best thing I enjoy is the running and playing board game, and also doing playing a lot with my brother. Yeah.
You'd enjoy, did you say running? Is that one of the? And what about with your brother?
I play ball game with him.
Oh, you play ball games?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Well, yeah, it's great that you're really into sports. That's one of my favorite things too. And
yeah, it's my best thing at City High, and I'm going to continue running sports, and hopefully I go to Special Olympic, which I'm working on.
You're going to start working with, you're hoping to start working with Special Olympics?
Yeah, running in the Special Olympics.
Oh, running in the Special Olympics. Yeah. And somebody told me that you're interested in doing that internationally. Is that?
Yeah.
Well, that'll be exciting. Good excuse to do some travel.
I like it.
Yeah, absolutely. I love to travel too. So, and you work at Hy-Vee.
Yeah.
And then you're also, I understand, a volunteer at Habitat for Humanity. Is that what?
Yeah. I volunteer at Habitat for Humanity. I go there every once a week or twice a week.
Cool.
And they're building a house on 7th Avenue, so I volunteer there and I also volunteer at the retail at the store.
You helping build a house, is that right, on 7th Avenue?
Yeah.
And then did you say something about the restore? Did I miss
Yeah,
it?
I also volunteer at the retail, like going on the truck,
Oh, okay.
pick up stuff.
Oh, wow, that's awesome. You've got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Well, Tom, you're next. Tell us a little bit about what you do and anything you'd like to share about just things that you enjoy for hobbies.
Well, I'm not nearly as busy as Edward. I work, and that's pretty much it. I enjoy. I have a couple big dogs at home that take up most of my other time. But yeah, other than that, 6 days a week we're at the shop and working away.
Awesome.
What kind of dog?
They're both big mutts. They're about 90 pounds apiece. So in a small house, a couple big dogs.
Okay.
They take up room.
Yeah, lots of room. We do have a backyard for them, but yeah, it's a lot of dog in a small house.
But they're fun, no doubt.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Cool. All right, Matt, how about you? You're a lube tech, I understand, at Mobile One.
Yep.
Work with Tom then, huh?
Yep.
And
I
what-
like it. I usually like sleep at home sometimes on the weekend, or like go out to eat or hang out at home. Just basically like do whatever I want at home, and I'm home alone. I just
Okay.
like play video games a lot and like stay up and play and like do whatever. On the Tuesdays and Wednesdays, I go to work for the hours that I do for work.
And what do you do for, well, we'll get to that in a minute. So you go to work on Tuesday and Wednesday then,
Yeah.
huh? Okay.
Still work on Mondays, now I work on
You
Tuesdays.
you have the freedom to stay up late when you want to now, huh?
Yeah,
It's kind of
pretty
fun,
much.
isn't it?
I do almost every night, almost.
Yeah, I a little bit have that habit too, and then I get in trouble the next morning when I have to get up.
Basically, if you sleep in.
Yeah, sounds pretty good. All right, John, how about you? You're up next.
Well, I'm the owner of Hort's Bakery, and my name is Jonathan Hort. Things I like to do in my spare time when I'm not working. I'm kind of working 6-7 days a week as well, but I like to spend time with my family. Recently just had a new son added to the family.
Nice.
He's 2 months old, so we're spending a lot of time with him, and that's what I like to do.
How many children do you
I
have?
got 3 kids.
Okay. Between that and cook, well, they won't go hungry for food.
No, we got that taken care of.
Seth, how about you? What do you do in your job, where do you work, and what do you like to do for fun?
Hang out, hang with my family, sit outside, porch, hang out, dogs.
Do you have big dogs too?
Good sized dog,
Okay.
yeah.
What kind of dog you got?
Husky.
Oh, those are big dogs. I like. And Judy, how about you? This is our good friend and colleague Judy. Tell us a little bit about your work and what you like to do for fun.
I have the best job in the whole world. I get to work with all these people. I work with the Iowa City Community School District, the Center for Disabilities and Development, and get to work to help kids learn about and get jobs, hopefully get young professionals jump-started into the world of work, which is just a blast. For fun, I teach dog classes at night and track kids who are missing in action.
And you're pretty darn good at it. All right.
Judy, a couple weeks ago, you and I attended a meeting, and we all agreed that employment for people with disabilities is very important, especially the quality of work. No more pushing brooms or emptying waste baskets if possible. How do you feel about that?
You know, Keith, I've made my career on employment because I think it is the very most important thing that can happen in the life of any person,
Yes.
and especially in the life of a person with a disability, because when we work, one, we have money to, we have friends. Most of our friends come from the people who we work with. And finally, we have something to tell people when we go to a party and they say, so what do you do? You know, I work at Hord's Bakery, or I work at Mobile One. And those three things are just critical for, I think, all of our quality of life. And so, yeah, it was really fun to keep pushing that out there, because I think systemically we're looking at more of a push for young people and older people with disabilities to enter the world of work. And all the people we have here today are young workers, people who are just entering the workforce. And we know that if you start working at a young age, you're probably going to be a worker throughout life.
And I think it's also not only the quality of life, it's the quality of the work being accomplished.
Absolutely.
Well, and I think whatever it is that you do, I mean, you know, that just the fact that you're out there working. I remember having conversations with people about, oh, I just do cleaning, you know, and I mean, yeah, we want to make sure that people have the opportunity to do things other than cleaning if that's what they want to do. But, you know, I've often told people that say, well, I'm just a janitor, I just, you know, if you weren't there, if you weren't doing your job, guess what? Nobody would show up at your place of business, because if the floors aren't clean and the bathrooms aren't clean, people aren't going to want to show up there. So, you know, I think one of the things I like to call it the dignity of work, that any job that we have is important.
I mean, they gotta go all the way. People gotta go and figure out how what to do.
People have to figure out what they want to do.
Yeah, and that's what Judy and I have talked about in a long time. What accomplished we need.
Yeah, I think that's really important. You know, that was one of the things that I had a chance to talk with Seth and John a little bit before we came in. And I know, Seth, that you said you were going to get to try some new jobs coming up here pretty soon.
Yes.
Are you excited about that?
Yeah, I'm really excited for it.
What's exciting about that for you?
Learning more things out there, and know all the work. Know more what to do on the job, training.
Yeah, because the more training you get, the more opportunities you have.
Yes, right.
And it sounds, Edward, like kind of that's where your head is too, a little bit about, you know, that Judy's saying you don't have to stick with one job.
Because it's so hard to stick with one job. You want to try other job, other way to get it, to figure out how to use other machine, or other tool, or other technology which are there to help you.
Yeah, trying lots of different things. Matt, no, I don't know that much about what your job is yet. What are you doing right now at Mobile One?
Well, we do the tire pressure and the wiping the windows, and we do the vacuuming of the car, and we do like the oil change and get the information from the computer for the oil and what to use and not to use. And we sometimes do the mechanics down below of the floor. They do like the running, checking on the, they do the, what do they do on the butt? Like underneath the car?
Or they change the oil?
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of things going on there.
We do that almost every day, basically. And the extras came for like, there's like appliances, there's like tire change and vacuum is like appliance or something like that. It's for free too.
Great.
Tom, since you've had experience with some of these interns, would you accept another one when able to?
Absolutely. Judy and I have been working probably close to 10 years on different interns, job shadows, and a lot of them have had long-term success. One of the best guys I've ever had has been with me almost 3 years, and he started with Career Connections. So it's been really successful, ranging from just a couple days a week to ending up being full-time.
Actually, we probably should step back a little bit and have each of you, I mean, you identified your business, but why don't you, and Tom, since you've got the floor there, why don't you tell us a little bit about your business and what you offer? And
It's mostly maintenance of vehicles, oil changes, batteries, so we do some repair, but it's basically advertised as a 10-minute oil change. The customer comes in while we're changing the oil. The guys like Matt check the tires, wash the windows, vacuum it out, kind of do a detail of the vehicle. They do a safety check on everything, and they're out the door. So it's basically a maintenance shop.
great, okay, so, but it sounds like it's really fast-paced, so people need
It
to,
typically is, yep. So we've got, other than Matt, usually 2 other people up top doing what he's doing as well. It's a 3-bay facility, so yeah, they come in and out pretty quickly.
yeah. So Matt, sounds like you're a quick worker.
Yep.
And John, how about I know you're Horde's Bakery, so, but we had a chance to chat a little bit. Sounds like there's a lot more to your business than just baking the goods.
Yeah, so we do, besides just baking it, we got a restaurant that we're opening up inside there. We've got a retail front that we just now started to do. Before we were only wholesale. And Seth started with us a year ago, and we were just doing wholesale, and we were in a 900 square foot facility, and now we're in a 6,000 square foot facility. So when we're pumping out things, it's not dozens at a time, it's thousands at a time that we're doing.
Wow.
We make pita bread, we make buns, we do cookies and pies and cinnamon rolls and all sorts of things.
Sounds like a place I want to go.
Cool, come on down.
We will. Oh, that's great.
Best key lime pie.
Oh,
Oh, come on, don't talk about that right now.
Thank you, Judy, I appreciate that.
Well, how about if we have each of our our young workers tell us a little bit more about your work. How for instance, how long do you work every day? Do you go a couple days a week? And what mostly do you do? I think we've heard a little bit from Matt. Is there anything you'd kind of went through your list of tasks? How many days of work do you work?
2 days per week. I usually work from 3 days, now I work from 2 days per week now.
Okay.
And Matt, what do you do with the other days of the week?
I would go to school at transitions, go to school there.
Oh, that's right. You did mention that. So you are a student and an employee at the same time. So you're learning on that's what you call on the job training, I guess.
Yeah.
Huh? Is this your first job, by the way, or?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I had multiple jobs before this one, actually. And multiple jobs, but this one I'm sticking to this one.
Kind of like it, huh?
Mm-hmm.
How long you been there?
About like 3 weeks.
3 weeks. So this.
A little more than
A
that.
little more than that. A little more than that. About like 4, I guess, in like 4. About like 4.
Since school started.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're still learning.
Mm-hmm.
Great. And Seth, how about tell our audience actually a little bit about your responsibilities and what you're hoping to add on to those.
So, working, cleaning pans, sweeping the floor, clean the bathroom, wash it, clean the pans, bake. Sometimes I check the back of the bakery and see all the breads are fine, it's not stuck in the oven. Clean the floors up, watch out.
So Seth actually, he doesn't want to tell you, but he's the main person that runs our oven for the pita bread.
Yeah,
When we put out our pita bread, thousands at a time, Seth is touching every single one of those.
Yeah.
He's the guy that guaranteed he puts on the oven and it goes through, and then he runs to the back, takes care of it, helps out with all that, grabs trays for
trays.
for the roll. So when we roll out our pita bread, he's all over the place. He's pretty much up for whatever.
Yeah.
I like that, the clubhouse guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you, I mean, it sounds like you're doing a lot of the jobs that are there already.
Yeah, I like what I'm doing, and it's fun to have this job.
Now, are you in school also, or not?
Yeah, I'm in school.
You're in school too.
Yep.
How many days are you working?
Twice a week.
3 days.
3 days a week. Sorry, 3 days a week working.
And Edward, how about what are you doing at Hy-Vee right now?
I started a new. I am going to marketplace now, where I clean the table and I take the dishes behind and wash them. I also clean and wash the dishes sometimes. It depends on what they give me, but I'm always able to do everything that they tell me to do.
So you're so Market Express, that's the restaurant, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I live in Davenport, and about an hour away from here, and we have a group that gets together there every Wednesday night. So we're big fans of the Market Express there. So that's great. So you bus tables and wash dishes, and are you hoping to get some other jobs within Hy-Vee while you're there?
Well, I do the market and the bottle room right now, but the bottle room right now, and I hope as I get to do the marketplace, I will be able to do other stuff in the marketplace.
Good.
Than just to washing table.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what? It's a start. We all had to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know, Mike, Edward also works for you.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
And do you want to talk a little bit about that? Are you comfortable doing that?
Yeah.
Ty? Okay, do that.
That's the university helping people analyze how disability work and how long and examine as of what we do is basically helping the young people who are becoming doctors to help us use the stuff, and also to be a good doctor in the future. So we give them advice, says how to become good doctors and how to do stuff to help us in the future. So.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's nurses and it's also doctors, and they're different. Like in the doctors, they're in their third year of medical school, and the nurses are well, we have both. We have advanced registered nurse practitioners, and then we also work with some undergraduate students. And they actually, Edward is one of a number of people who comes in and with his brother, Derek, and they come in and talk with the students. And so you're actually you're in a teaching role there, because you're talking about what helps you and what you don't like. And I've been really impressed. You know, when you guys first started coming, your dad was there, which was good. So
she ended up like falling back a little because she knew we can handle the stuff. Yep. We know the history about her, and sometimes she doesn't know exactly what we are doing, or what we have done in the past years. So we need a lot more than him. So that helps us a lot in.
Well, you're
also.
Fun.
Yeah, you are really helping other people when you're doing that. A lot of people learn. Do you have a, I got your time there. Do you have a question or?
Yes, I have one for Seth. Seth, do you hope to become a baker on your own someday?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm working on it to be a baker. Yes. Thank you.
We would like to, let's turn this back just for a little bit to our employers. And I'd like to hear just kind of the things that, well, two things. I think we can combine these, and we are actually running a little toward the end of our time here for part one. But we could ask Tom and John a little bit about what are some of the things, or first of all, how you first learned about Career Connections, and then when you go to hire somebody, when you bring somebody in, what are some of the qualities that you look for in a potential employee? So we'll start with Tom.
Well, how I got connected was with Judy, who, if you ever go into a Hy-Vee or any store, she always seems to be there.
That's because she's hungry.
Well, just anywhere. But she came around and we started working together. As far as what you look for is motivation. Do they want to be there and want to work and to make progress and to learn the job? We've got people that come by and apply all the time, but they act almost like it's a chore that they don't want to have to be there, and so we look for a guy that wants to do it.
Well, and I guess I don't want to, we try to stay away from stereotypes, but many times we hear that, people will say that people with disabilities often that are in the workforce or starting in the workforce tend to be more conscientious because we don't want to lose our jobs. And I say we because I'm among that category where, when I first started out, and Keith, I'm guessing it's the same for you, it's like, if people don't expect us to be able to do things, and so we've really got to, work a little extra harder. And Tom, I'm guessing if you've been in this for 10 years now, you've had some really successful experiences.
We've had a lot of success, and when it works out great, it's good. It's not always going to work out. Not every guy that we do an internship or hire on is going to work out in the end. It's just like anybody.
Yep.
But no, it's been really successful. It's probably the most enjoyable part of my job is being able to have been part of the various work programs over the years.
Have these work programs, Tom, have they opened your eyes up to the real disabled person?
I've learned a lot from the guys that I've worked with. And I was involved when I was younger too, people with disabilities.
Yeah.
Hung out around Goodwill quite a bit. So, but no, it's been a real experience working with some of these guys.
Great. Well, John, how about we'll kind of have you wrap things up a little bit and tell us how you connected with Career Connections and some of the, what are the things that you look for in your employees?
Well, it was through Judy. She's always pimping people out to us. You can cut that if you need to. But yeah, Judy came to us at one time with another individual. Never really materialized. Seth is actually the first person that we've hired from the Career Connections. See, I don't even know what it is because I didn't even really care about that. What I cared about was Seth's attitude. When he came in to interview, he was right away like, I want to work here. How many hours can I work? Can I be full time? Just he had the right attitude. And I'm like with Tom, you got to have the right attitude. I've had lots of people come filter in and out of the bakery, and totally capable of doing whatever, but the attitude just terrible. And I always say, man, if I could just put 10% of Seth's attitude into these people, we could have some amazing people going on here. But Seth, his attitude, his willingness to be and do whatever, that's what we look forward to. When you come to work at Hordes, we don't care who you are, what you've been doing. It's about what you're doing right now. When you come and you clock in that day, you're there to work and you're part of the team. And that's what we expect. Judy came down today and we were talking and we said, you could walk in here and you wouldn't even know that Seth had a job coach. You wouldn't know. unless you actually knew who you were looking for. Like, he's just part of the team.
That's
what I expect everybody to be, and that's what he's done.
That's terrific. And that's so before we came on air, we had a chance to chat real briefly with, and we were talking about sports and everything. And so I said, not when I'm at the bakery, I'm focused.
And he is, he is. But I'll tell you, that is how we all got to really have Seth when we first started. Was sports was our common connection, and we would get around the table and we would be piecing out dough and then talking about sports, talking about the Hawkeyes, talking about what we think is going to happen, and that's where Seth really just became one of the guys.
Yeah.
And we always look for him to come in and give us that energy, because that's what he has. That's what he brings to us. It's what everybody they feed off of that.
That's great. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Well, we are at the end of our time for part 1 of our Power of Employment program. I just want to thank all of you for being with us and for your great responses and for participating. And also thanks to our audience out there for tuning in, and hope you'll tune in again next week for part 2.
Have a good week.